Buon pomeriggio a tutti, sì, stavo di buon di... Allora, continuiamo di Outer Woods. Bello, mi sta piacendo. No, mi stavo mezzo bloccando che mi stavo vedendo un po' reaction a Sabaku che si arrampicava sugli specchi, che mi fa un po' ridere. Se con le sue scuse.
Went with the normal difficulty, huh? That'd be my pick for a first playthrough. Nice to
Quindi
see
commenta
someone with
come ha
some
deciso
sense
di
around here
giocare.
for once.
Sono curioso di vedere poi le volte dopo, allora cosa dice? Che uno ha detto, ah, quindi hai scelto la difficoltà normale? Eh sì. Allora adesso devo andare. Faccio... Ah sì, ci ho esplorato. Sono andato pure a prendere... a guardare il terminale.
Whoever took down our anti-hologram is a traitor of the highest order. Makes me wonder if these folks even want to be civilized. This place really sticks with you.
Che abbia tirato giù il coso, è un traditore mica slaurato per lui.
I must ask
Ok,
you to
qua
hold
è
still.
la clinica.
Might I have a word, Commander?
Dimmi.
I know I've been pushing to find DeVries, so this might seem a bit of a left turn. Avoid it. I'm just gonna ask. Got an old friend here on the island. The doctor who patched me up after Horizon Point. Ex-protectorate, a good man. Tracked on the Westport a short time ago, but never got up the nerve to visit. Reckon we could drop by and pay him a visit?
Cos'era?
Brief
Questo è il
one, of
compagno,
course.
questo è suo.
Not sure he'd still consider me such, but that's part and parcel of the reason I want to see him. I had some bad years on my own. Now with you here being part of a team, this might sound a mite soppy, but I feel like I could be a proper agent again. That starts with writing accounts. This friend of mine, Zebulon Tran, I let him down. And I've been chewing on that live wire for a while. Too long, maybe. After I recovered from Horizon Point, Zeb and I ran together for a spell, doing what we could to help folks in difficult spots. Fighting protectorate tyranny in small ways. Too small for Zeb, as it turned out. He was unhappy before I showed up, and after, well, all my directorate talk fired him up even more. I had my orders. I was to stay low. Couldn't let the protectorate catch wind of an Earth Directorate agent in its midst. But Zeb, he kept pushing to take more extreme action. I agree. But the problem with burning down a system is finding ways out for all the innocent folk trapped inside it. That wasn't the goal anyway. Just helping out where we could. We worked hard, but the Protectorate's arbiters and sentinels worked harder. Often than not, our help only made targets of the folks whose lives we were trying to improve. Didn't matter what we did. Arcadia was still caught under the Protectorate's boot. Wouldn't have expected you to see it that way, given all your talk of trusting no one and looking out for myself. But maybe we've both done some growing since then. Anyway, things weren't good. Zeb and I couldn't find the rhythm we had before. We were arguing every day. Eventually, cutting ties just seemed for the best. Clean like. Only later I learned Zeb hadn't given up the struggle like I assumed he would. He got to stay in mental refreshment for his trouble. That's the last I heard of him, till recent. Much appreciated, Commander. Promise, I won't be making a habit of pulling skeletons out of my closet. Westport's on the east side of the island. I tracked Zeb to somewhere on its outskirts. but never got up the nerve to visit before now. We ought to start there.
Si può fare qua, qua e qua. Faccio via queste tre che sono tutte vicine. Mi sa che per arrivare da sopra tocca fare il giro. Oddio, non lo so, a me pare un po' tutto bloccato. Non ti sei aggrappato qui, ti aggrappi adesso. Non ho capito, quindi io devo farci il giro e se l'ascensore non va. Perché qua sto andando da tutt'altra parte. Allora. Perché non c'è ingegneria 3, è quello. Fammi capire dal diario se si può. Ah, all'estremità meridionale. Ah, ma quindi nord. No, sud, stavo di... Ah, eccolo.
Ready to wait. What's your command? I'm at. Hey, got a distraction for you. Sorry, ain't ready yet.
Questo deve essere all'inizio con un botto di salute. Gli sgranchi. Comunque sì, lo shooting è migliorato di brutto.
specify subject. Oh, hello there. Welcome to my little slice of paradise in paradise. Huh? I didn't hear you come in. I'm focused something fierce on my current project, you see. Well, aren't you the observant one? Yes, a crabble egg.
Se proprio
I'm more than
devi.
happy to tell you all the details of my project, since you asked. Like I was saying, friend, this here crabble egg is gonna make me a mountain of bits. See, crabble eggs contain carbon, oxygen, iron, and are each self-contained units. You know what else has all those things? Skip drives. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna make me a mountain of bits selling skip drives made from crabble eggs. I'm basically there. I just need to figure out the process of turning the eggs into skip drives. And I'll be off to the races. Oh, wow, really? Everyone else told me I was mad. I really appreciate your words of encouragement, friend. I'll make sure you get one of the very first Crabble-based skip drives. Please take this as a small thank you. It is? Fascinating. Did you see any unusual behavior? Any changes in Crabble familial dynamics? Or the emergence of any new evolutionary traits? All the way dead? Or just a mite dead?
Proprio morti morti.
Dang. Well, I reckon I can still do some research on their bodies. Here, for the research opportunity you've provided. And your trouble getting here.
Allora, fammi fare una cosa, al posto mettiamo il fucile. Quella che ci appoggiate. Ah, la mitraglia sfolgorante, no, metti il fucile. Sì, però mi ha detto dalla parte meridionale c'è un tragitto. Ma di qua è ancora più giù, forse. Anche se qua c'erano gli sgranchi, penso che chi avesse lasciato questa lista a fare il picnic è diventato il picnic degli sgranchi. Suppongo.
Big, dark cavern ahead. Seems likely we'll find Crabbles hereabouts.
Forse è questo il... Non sono io.
Let me know when you need a distraction.
sbagliata, ma...
Just shoot in the thin air.
Oh, si sta proprio con me?
Minor spatial anomaly detected ahead.
Non me la posso mangiare sta carne di sgranchio. No, pare di no. Forse non è troppo consigliabile.
That's the one you need to worry about.
Things take time, Commander. Talk to us, but I'm not ready. Caution loop.
Vabbè,
Just get the
stanno
signal.
consumando un botto di munizioni.
Incendiary!
Guarda.
Help me out. Knew you had my back.
Got a distraction for you. Comment.
Ain't recharged.
Corpo trovato? Perché? Dove?
Sequencing attack strategies.
Ready to take the heat off, Commander. Just say when.
Standing by with life support.
Nobody around.
Ho detto corpo trovato, dove? Non ho visto il corpo. A parte questi... cioè questo ok, ma... rispetto al primo. Il primo era legnoso proprio. Per quanto sempre meglio dei
Any
giochi di
closer and we're like
Bethesda.
to regret it.
Cosa cazzo è? Queste spade. Mi sa che vanno evitate queste. Ma in tutto ciò, quindi adesso da qui forse fa una cosa. Nemici che ho ammazzato, ci manca che muoio. No dai, non mi sono fatto forse un po' di male, ma però mi sa che qua da dove sono arrivato. Eh sì. Ma scusami, qui non... E quindi sto percorso dalla zona meridionale che mi dice così puoi andare di là. Qua faccio prima salire livello, portarvi ingegneria 3 e riparare l'ascensore. Scusami, se continuiamo di sto passo. Perché io più giù di così posso continuare a scendere, ma mi pare che qua tanto ormai. Mi pare che qua comunque finisce. Forse è questo il percorso, la strada che mi dice. Una cosa, come che non mi è comparsa la notifica di... Ah sì, su Streamlabs no, però sì, quella di Steam Elements. Ah, da qua. Probabile. Sti sorci che corrono. Gli spratti, esatto. Dei nemici. Ah, sempre cose. Vabbè, per ora andiamo avanti. Quindi farò il giro da qui.
Whoa, Val. Watch where you're pointing that shooter of yours. You've been pitching a little uneven.
Please.
Perché te la picchi come che ti siano sparato in tre? C'era il cazzotto quasi alla fine. Qua. E tu. Sì, ci si era accampato qualcuno, però niente di... Oh, mi sto incastrando nelle piante. Tutto ciò poi qua dopo. Ah, ce l'ho i viaggi rapidi, ok, no, è una bella scarpinata, a meno che non riattivo l'ascensore. Sta casetta, ci vive qualcuno qua.
Loyal subject. Loyal sub. Hello. How are you, Al? Are you doing
Oggi sei
tonight?
bene? In che senso?
I'm spectacular according
Non ti
to
vedo messo proprio
regulation
bene.
1, 2, 1, 2. potato?
Mi sa che non sta proprio bene.
What I need is potatoes. I'm just, that sounds correct. No, wait. I don't need refreshment.
Ah, questo sono medicina che posso, guarda. Aspetta, vediamo se li posso riparare.
Really refreshing.
A causa dell'incursione del conseguente conflitto portato all'isola Paradiso forze ostili è stata presa la decisione di ritirarsi. In caso di emergenza per elettricità. Allora, tramite la sottostazione. Aspetta, non giuro che sa. Dove sta la sottostazione? Questo gioco è una figata anche il primo, che comunque se leggi in giro, cioè c'è mille modi per fare le quest, per entrare nei posti, sta roba è fighissima. Cioè Obsidian comunque sotto questo profilo mi pare molto meglio di Bethesda. Cioè Bethesda e molte cose, sì, belli i giochi, ma... Cioè in Skyrim non hai tutte queste scelte mediamente. Infatti il Fallout che so che amano tutti non ho mai giocato è New Vegas. In effetti. Questa mi sembrerebbe la sottostazione. Vabbè, continuiamo ad andare per cavoli nostri. Però qua mi pare bloccata pure qua la strada, sta a vedere? Ah no, aperto, aperto. Però qua è rotto. Fusibile sottostazione caricato. Vabbè, io intanto mi frego tutto. Fruttività non l'ho potenziata proprio per niente, però cacchio. Sì, ma io continuo a non capire, quindi sta strada per andare da dove il tizio mi ha detto di andare, la faccio veramente prima salire di livello e metto 2 ore su ingegneria, tipo a sto punto. Fammi capire questo. È un'idea del cazzo. Però qua non c'è un percorso che mi porta a nord. Ho detto una cazzata. Provo ad andarci da nord, va, fanculo. Non può usare, perché non posso usare il viaggio rapido in questo momento, scusa? Adesso. Ah, il classico gioco dove se stai a fare un saltello non puoi fare il viaggio rapido perché ti considera in aria, quindi... Allora, facciamo così, che se no perdo solo tempo. Intanto andiamo a spaccare i droni. Così magari saliamo di livello un po' l'ingegneria. magari da nord in realtà c'è la strada.
Health benefits available at your request. Engaging hostile life form.
Hey, recharge!
Sto ancora allentando il tempo su un pirla. Guarda la barra di salute dell'altro.
Go, knock him loose. Let's get the signal.
Sì, ma ne continua a attaccare fuori. No, buono. Devo continuare a raccogliere robe, per ora non mi pare che c'è un peso. Corpo trovato. Anche adesso. E dove stanno sti corpi che ogni volta mi dice che ne trova?
Sequencing attack strategies.
Cavolo, mi stavo intossicando, tra l'altro. Non c'è nient'altro. Adesso, vediamo se da qui si riesce a raggiungere...
Entering a conservation state.
Commander, watch your back!
Sta a vedere che... Sì, ma se... Sì, c'è un percorso della zona meridionale, non è la zona meridionale, ci sono arrivato da nord. Quindi...
No, Jackson,
in
don't!
retto ogni tanto.
Don't fret. With these boots, I can fly. Jackson! Jackson! Twitch your broken legs if you can hear.
In che
Oh,
senso
wow. I
l'arresto?
can't believe he jumped that way.
Sir, I know this isn't the time, but are they gonna put us to the gallows for this?
What? No. That ain't how we operate in Auntie's Choice, Liza. We might be looking at a pretty fierce demotion for losing half our workforce and getting stuck up here, though.
Demotion to fertilizer?
No. Now cease your jawing. This ain't the time. Hey, you! You down there! Would you mind checking on our fellow?
No, è morto,
Might he have
molto
survived the
morto.
fall? He thought those boots would make him fly, but they really just allow the user to jump repeatedly. Unless their downward velocity is too great. If so, well, you see what happens. Not nearly as upset as we are. We've been stuck atop this machine since Ida, one of our new Protectorate acquisitions, had her gray matter scrambled by the height, jumped down, and landed right in its gears. I can't fathom no sensible motive. She joined us shortly after Auntie liberated her with the freedom of meritocracy, and she seemed happy enough.
Were you not listening? She said she'd always be a loyal subject. It was part of the endless inculcation we endured in the Protectorate. It can prove insurmountable for some.
The notion that she'd sacrifice herself, even after seeing the vast possibilities in staying alive and climbing the corporate ladder, it's just impossible to cognize. The reason Jackson tried using those plasma thruster boots was to gather a piece of machinery we'd spotted on a little table halfway up the spire.
It's a drive overloader. If we install it, we can push the platform's arm hard enough to... well, to grind old Ida out of the gears.
Though the power of that overloader will deluge the system and, well, overload the drive and burn it out all permanent-like. But desperate times and all that.
So if you were to use them boots to bound up the spire and deliver the overloader to us, we'd avoid the tragic fate of our two former cohorts.
Ah, comunque, quindi mo si blocca magari tipo il doppio salto.
Exactly! Because he had no idea how science works and thought the word thrusters meant he could fly. So, when I told him to jump, he opted for open air instead of where I told him to go. They're experimental. We'd not laid eyes on them before, but the data we found with them says they were actually designed to let people hop their way up the spire. If you activate the plasma thrusters when you're already airbound, they could give you a fair bit of extra boost. It should let you turn a quick hop into a surprisingly grand vault.
Plus, you'll have the advantage of practicing with them on solid ground, rather than up in the blue. Should give better habituation than poor Jackson.
What? But that doesn't make any... Look, are you gonna help us or not?
L'ho messo in difficoltà.
Thank the Sovereign... thank you, stranger. We are eagerly anticipating a long life utterly absent of starvation.
Eh sì, il doppio salto. Buono. Vabbè, scusa, c'è roba da fottermi qua dentro. Lama da viaggio. No, scusa. Quindi questa è un'altra quest, però. Adesso c'ho il viaggio rapido qui, sì, sembrerebbe. Sì, quindi andiamo a finire. Ah, perché questa è una tra queste, effettivamente. E dai, oh. Andiamo a chiudere la taglia e st'altra quest, poi torno ad aiutare i tizi.
Auntie's Choice is the proud maker of Spacer's Jaw, Zero G Brew.
Can't believe some of those protectorate hull heads just couldn't see the You ever find yourself with too much disposable income?
Yeah, been gone a while. How'd it go? Tell me you got good news.
Non proprio.
Why, that's terrible. But you
Non mi
said
pare
you
che
have the
gliene frega
schematics.
tantissimo.
I'll take those. What? Sovereign's finest potato corollary peeler? This was supposed to be a guaranteed bestseller. Who in their right mind would... Jackson, you idiot! Ah! It's a good thing he's dead, because if he wasn't, I'd kill him! There's no... God damn it! I'm never getting that promotion. This was supposed to be my easy path to a promotion. Must be something I can do to salvage this. Tell me, did you come across any other advanced protectorate technology while you were there? Anything more, well, easily marketable? Personal thrusters? No one would ever want such preposterous things. I'd be laughed out of recreant reclamation. Imagine, jumping about like a sprog. Ridiculous. Well, here's all I can spare in regards to your compensation. Try not to spend it all in one place. It's supposed to be categorically bad for commerce. In the unlikely event things somehow pan out and I get that big promotion, I'll see you're taken care of. Until then, take care.
Quindi mostra questo è finito.
Every time I think I'm having a bad day, I just tell myself, wait till tomorrow. No problem.
Quanto mi manca per livellare, scusa, che con quest? Ok. Mo torniamo dai due tizi. Sì, no. Comunque è incredibile, dopo la delusione che c'è avuto con Borderlands 4 mi sta piacendo più, penso di più questo, molto di più, che comunque lo aspettavo abbastanza. Quindi, volete io vado là Perché c'è del sangue su sta roba? Da dove cacchio ci vuole, devo arrivare però, scusa. Allora, salta qua. Effettivamente così te li fa provare, poi ci fa via la mano, indubbiamente.
Oh, you're by our crop of Brachythecium rotabulum. They're found in bandages and burn tinctures. If you don't have that drive overloader, ascending may be a way.
No, porca miseria, stavo andando lunghissimo. facevo questa che era. Questo che era in incarico, manco una secondaria. E giocavo il salto rapido per ora. Buono che l'ho beccata subito.
That's it? It was that easy?
We've certainly found our way into a most harrowing circumstance, hmm? At least I'm glad I'm not alone. He hadn't been here terribly long, so we weren't particularly familiar. Like me, he was also former protectorate, but he was not raised in Fairfield, so we'd never met before. Still, he seemed like a friendly, kind sort, albeit a headstrong one. I'm sorry he's gone. Please do hurry. I've lost count of how many meals we've missed, but it is closer to many than a few, and we're starving.
Corazza. Ah, ok. Vedi, anche senza oggetto qua comunque ad esempio se avevo le conoscenze potevo portare su. Cioè potevo farla sta guerra. Ah, ok, il sangue era la tizia è finita là dentro, quella che hanno detto si era buttata, mo ho capito.
Oh, thank the law. I never thought of myself as a vertiginous sort, but being trapped 100 meters in the air will make you reconsider.
I mirror that sentiment, to be certain. In fact, Auntie will have to pay me triple if heights are to be involved. And isn't it grand to be in a system that allows me that freedom?
I agree with Liza. I'm inclined to keep a few paces from farming equipment from now on. Here's your reward for evacuating us with all our parts intact. I perhaps ain't as awash in currency as I'd prefer, so you can have my helmet as well. It was useful for identifying crops we'd missed in our harvest. But to be honest, I'd like a little distance from plants for a spell.
Quindi portiamo ingegneria 2 e furtività dai a 1. Ah no, i vantaggi per ora non posso. Un'idea delle palle scendere così, quindi mi ha preso un infarto.
Executive skill building continues. Well, at least for me. Can't speak for my inept colleagues. Today's task, leverage teamwork and leadership to navigate a risky landscape blindfolded.
Which you apparently interpreted as just shout at everyone.
It's called delegating. At least I participated, Cobb.
I told you. I got a bad scrumpox flare-up.
Of course, I served as leader of this activity. A thankless job. Cohorts tripping all over. Sprains, blunt force trauma. Not my fault these Tanglefoots can't follow directions.
Stillwell and Lumberg blew up!
Duly noted for the log. Quite the oversight from management to set this exercise in an uncharted minefield. Someone will catch hell when I'm an important VP. Soon enough.
Mi sa che non è andata così, che diventavi serio il corpo lì. Cosa cazzo sei?
Ready to waste them on your command.
Ah vabbè, rapido, non c'erano anche in cose, diciamo. Ah, mi sa che la special che del robot non ci ho fatto caso è che ti cura, mi pare di capire. Eh sì, rapido non era... madonna. Bruttini erano quelli di... sì, del primo Outer World.
Seems nowhere on Paradise Island's going untouched by this war.
Trigger finger's still tight.
Che cavolo? Ah, ma poi diventa invisibile, ok. Pensavo fosse un bug per no. Più 100%. Mi sa che forse è meglio. Tanto usa le stesse munizioni.
I'll take fighting raps over living in a surveillance state any day of the week.
Quante munizioni.
Protocols aren't yet charged. Apologies. Emergency protocols unready.
Ah, ok, sotto vedo quando gli si caricano le abilità giuste. Cos'è sto suono? Aspetta, quindi trova le informazioni. Devo vedere una cosa adesso. Dopo aver usato un'abilità compagno. Ah, c'hanno pure le abilità, non me ne ero mica accorto.
Stay as tough as you've got. Hey you! Get over here before you get yourself killed.
Se ce l'ho abbastanza la conoscenza, tipo adesso io ci ho equipaggiato questo. Ah, non ho modifiche disponibili. resistenza danno e corrosione, 2% danni e 5%. E metterei questo.
No, you ain't got what I need. And you can't come stumbling around here looking like prey. These rats ain't had a bite to eat since their pods dropped from the look of it. And a desperate rat is a dangerous rat. Yeah? Well, I'm Trooper Silong. Inez, former combat medic, Enhanced Soldier Division. Now just a menial troubleshooter who looks to have gotten her job swept out from under her. They're always counting me out. Every single one of them. And now, they ain't even letting me finish the jobs they send me on. Kinda making it hard to prove myself here. And this rep didn't even have anything that could help my graft. This whole thing's a wash.
Delle
Sick of it.
compagne, tipo. Mi sa di sì, Mi dispiace, non stavo cercando di rubarti il lavoro.
Well, the only people who believe that are in this room right now, including that dead rat, I reckon. I'm considered a liability. My graph's all wrong. Most everyone else who got one passed or became permanently incapacitated. So they shuttered the program. It was a total failure. Everyone in Fairfield reckons my time will come soon, too. But I'm still mostly upright. For now. I just know I can do more for Auntie and for the war. It's just this damn contract. Unless I can amend it so I might fix my graft, proving myself ain't happening anytime soon. Weren't many of us grafted soldiers to begin with. To think I'm one of the lucky ones. No. Enhanced Soldier Division was the fancy public-facing name for the grafting program. And when I say it was shuttered, I mean completely fucking demolished. Bet they'd erase it from the financial records if they could. It was that much of an embarrassment. In the wake of such a failure, it's left us grafted folks with no support. I only been able to treat my own ailments thanks to Doc Tinsley in Fairfield. She worked for the program for a time. She's a good one. She's bound by contract to work on whatever task Fairfield's illustrious leader set her to. Nothing else. But she also ain't quite got the hang of the employment thing. You looked at the fine print of an employment contract lately? It says any action taken by a worker that could result in impeded work must be approved by the contract holder. Not only would trying to fix my graft impede my work, but it's also financially unviable, unproven, a risky investment. So I'm stuck with a limb that's slowly poisoning me. Could pursue fixing it myself were I out of my contract, but if I attempted to end it, I'd have to waive all employment rights for the next year. It's a non-starter. Let me put it this way. If I was already on the bottom rung, this knocks me clean off and buries me in sand. But I started from nothing before. I could do it again. Maybe. Get the feeling you will. Anyhow, think I'll return to Fairfield to have a little chat with Milver Street. Good luck in there. Mind the raps.
Just me, or did Inez remind you of Helen? Tough like her. Shame she's Auntie's choice.
Neutralizing unfriendlies.
Che non mi posso... Ah, perché l'ho usato. Li ho trovati. Mi ha fatto scaricare una roba. Ma che no. Questa è sbarrata, quindi continua a stare e ci saranno i dati da un'altra parte. Vedere se c'è. Porta sbarrata. Aspetta, riproviamo a vedere il terminale. Facile la ripetizione. Aspetta. Ah, tu c'hai proprio. Mi sta piacendo un botto, devo dire. Hanno migliorato il gameplay. Poi la trama ora mi pare figa, C'è anche le secondarie carine. Porca miseria, non si fa più di anni fa. Save che comunque è da un po' che
Highly classified information would be of interest to Mr. Overstreet.
questo mi sa, ok. No, guarda che non sa di roba.
Whether it's an orifice or a face, Andy's choice makes it green.
Hell. I've stood this post so many times I can do it in my sleep.
These riffs got me awful perturbed. Ain't reality hard enough without some nerve-wracking phenomenon such as...
I don't much appreciate you undermining my work, Minister.
Bad Trooper Sealong, no mind. The individuality encouraged by Auntie's choice sometimes inspires employees to speak out of turn. How has your progress been? Have you acquired what we discussed? Excellent! Pleased that someone in my employ can be relied upon. Here, have one of my finest suits as a token of thanks. May it aid in your capture of hearts and minds.
Again, you gave away my job and told my replacement to send me home. That don't make me wayward, and it sure as shit don't make me unreliable. If this contract weren't staying my hand, I reckon you'd be answering to it right about now.
You mean grant preferential treatment to a subpar contractor? And I suppose the bits for such a procedure shall simply manifest from the ether?
And if I die or leave, how do you reckon failure to retain an enhanced soldier would look to upper management, huh?
Please pay this disgruntled employee no mind. What would she do without Auntie's hand to guide her if she were unemployed? I should think death a preferable alternative.
That's it. I'd rather be a down and outer for the rest of my life than crushed under your counterfeit leather boa boot a second longer. I quit!
It most assuredly is not good for her. This is unheard of, and I might add, you'll not be welcome in Auntie's choice once more. We'll not take a contract shirker back into our fold.
So you say. But Auntie's choice ain't seen a trooper like me before. You'll regret counting me out. Till then, I hope you choke on your mock apple martinis. And you, I got a proposition for you. Come find me when you're done with this clown.
She will most assuredly regret her decision. Most assuredly. But I suppose that is no longer my concern. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. The acquisition of this information is but the first part of my plan to bring our foes into the fold and to ensure my future. The second is my operation in Westport. Worry not. The culmination of my plan will bring me the tools to aid you in your endeavor to enter the Vox station. Westport is a shell of the bustling town it was prior to the invasion, though a handful of Protectorate Yeasayers still cling to it. My plan requires their conversion. Verily. On to business. I've a kit of supplies to aid you, items to cajole or to dissuade. Sabotage the town or sway the citizenry. The choice is yours. Should pose no trouble for a go-getter like you. Shh, not so loud. The hat can tell when you're questioning it. The people of Westport don't trust me. How can they? I am the enemy. I am the invader. I cannot help these people achieve salvation until I know what it is they yearn for. You are a third party. You're presumably trustworthy. I need you to act on my behalf. I say if the situation is serendipitous, so much the better. Excellent. Here's the kit. Advertisement tapes, ambidextrine assorted stimulants, free samples of Purple Berry Crunch, everything you need to wage war on the undecided mind. With that, I shall mark the locale. Begin with the vigilant Hogarth. Motivate him to depart, and his subjects will trot in file behind him woolly cow-like. Now, I'm sure you've asked yourself, for a task so involved, shall the reward be worthwhile? Well, wonder no longer. For the completion of this deed, I'm prepared to offer you an exact replica of my one-of-a-kind, limited production, gentle person's Oxonian. Then consider yourself officially deputized in the war to further innovation and the free market. Be forewarned. I can only guess at the needs of the denizens of Westport. You must engage with them, gauge their situation. Only then can you motivate them adequately. While I can't say for certain, I strongly suspect not. Westport no longer possesses any strategic value. The Protectorate has no reason to defend a half-sunken town. Still, I would come prepared with anything you think you might require. Paradise Island brims with danger, even if Westport itself seems safe.
Quindi è finita questo qua. House, ok, sì. Incontra Ines. Mi ha detto. Ah, ecco qui dove sei.
All done in there? Hope that little dust up back there didn't put you off. My contract had me caged, and I was glad to get a few licks in during the jailbreak. Got a proposition. Since I'm newly free-ranged, and you're free-ranged yourself, thinking we ought to team up. You're going places. I want to go too. If you help me fix my graft, you'll retain the services of a fully functioning enhanced soldier. Me. Don't matter what you set your mind to, together we'll be unstoppable. And in time, maybe I'll have earned myself the clout to be welcomed back into Auntie's Choice. Had a feeling you knew a good offer when you seen it. Once I'm in top form, you'll be pleasantly surprised to see what I'm capable of. Just gotta find out how to get there first. Doc Tinsley worked with Grafts for some time before she came to Fairfield. Damn fine scientist. Reckon we should visit her lab at the edge of town to see if she's got ideas for us.
This much of a crowd's not likely to keep a low profile. Someone ought to head back to mine the ship.
Acknowledged.
After you.
Insomma, questa picchiaforte. Questo che è una quest compagno, mi sa. Sì. Allora. Quella delle munizioni forse non guasterebbe pure fare. Come funziona praticamente questo, infatti? Aspetta, vediamo se questo forse dura poco. Ma forse questo ha dei carabitori, altri piccoli negozi, ne? Minchia, costa mica male. Ah no, vabbè dai, costa un po' meno. Era comprarle tutte che costava. vabbè, sì, era una sorta di tutorial che ti dice guarda, se vuoi munizioni ti compri, cioè te le fai o te le compri, va bene. Tra l'altro sono salito di livello, un attimo, controlla una cosa. Allora, furtività prima, all'ingegneria noto che serve, però allora medicina ci può stare e magari pure scienza, no, però portiamo su eloquenza per ora. Che c'è anche la ah, tra l'altro, vantaggi. Danni aumentati del 10, ok. Comando, sblocchi, uno slot arma aggiuntiva non sarebbe male. Danni attacco furtivo, danni nemici vicini e nemici distanti no, questo visto che sto potenziando attacchi a distanza, danni a distanza più 10. Quasi quasi. Probabilità critico. Velocità di movimento più 100% per 5 secondi, costi di corruzione. Guarigione da cibo e bevande, e questa più avanti magari. Facciamo che mi aumenti i danni. Non c'ha l'abilità per ora.
Hello again. Was there something you... Oh, Inez! You look, well, like you could use an ice bath and a cup of newly formulated trip teas. Has something happened?
Something has, all right. I ended my contract effective immediately. Now I'm free to prove myself to everyone in Auntie's Choice. My way.
Well, that's wonderful news. Or is it? I admit I'm still trying to work through what contracts mean hereabouts. But you do appear to be pleased, so I shall be pleased for you. Ah, that is not common knowledge in this town. But since Inez appears to trust you, I suppose I can do the same. Before I began my new illustrious career working with our tame, scarily friends here, I was a researcher in the Enhanced Soldier Division. Oh, I was on the verge of breakthrough when they shut us down. Oh, when I think of the lives I could have reached. But in my current role, I do try to help where I can.
Where my own first aid training can't reach, Doc's got me covered. The graft knocked me on my ass for weeks when I first got it. But she nursed me back to health.
Would if I could have done more.
Despite your insinuation, there are plenty of good folk around here. But perhaps not many with Doc's particular skill set.
I understand your reservation, but I do care deeply for all my patients. Inez has attested to it. And so can Copernicus here, when he is freshly fed. Where was I? Right. I have a lead, Inez. I've identified 2 viable beasts on this island that you may be compatible with. Though it may not be easy to acquire the suitable specimens. The first candidate is the skeleton crabble. It has a rare form of albinism and was last spotted on the western coast by Protectorate scientists, who, unfortunately, went missing. I happened upon an old report of theirs along with a code used to operate their machinery. If their fate is what I suspect, the code may be of use to you.
I heard rumors of the creature myself. Our skeleton sounds a good bit larger than the average crabble. Meaner and smarter, too.
Già menava. Cioè, comunque c'era un botto di salute.
It is. Rare, once-in-a-generation divergence in the crabble population. Powerful and frightening.
Chissà perché me l'aspettavo.
Reckon it'd suit me just fine.
The second candidate is a Raptidon matriarch. The only one of her kind on the island, as I understand
li
it.
ricordo, c'era
She was
anche
last
su Teo, mi
spotted
sa,
in the
il Raptor
crags near the
matriarca.
Vox Relay.
Deep in Protectorate territory. This matriarch sure ain't making it easy for us.
Sì,
She'll be more
mi
aggressive
ricordo.
and more cunning than her smaller kin.
When you breach the matriarch's lair, you must rouse her from hibernation. I found pheromones to be quite effective. Inez, I'm certain you know a formula that may suffice.
That I do.
Excellent. It'll be a rather unpleasant wake-up call for the matriarch, so she'll be upon you in moments. I suggest your armaments be at the ready. Then the grafting part is yours. Yes, though I would recommend a careful surgical removal of the specimens, please. Now, when you acquire one or both of these parts, return here straight away, and we can begin surgery. Matriarch, Law guide you both out there.
Allora, adesso. Oh no, ci sono ancora questi. Ma perché c'è la stessa immagine del primo gioco. Allora, aspetta, mi sa che però non è qua la zona. Mi sa che da qua conviene. Sì, come prestazioni l'unica cosa non è ottimizzatissimo. Ogni tanto c'ha dei cali di frame come che avevo ricaricato. Al tizio l'hanno lasciato là morto così. Degli stivali. Ah, c'è tutta sta resistenza. L'abilità di lei la sblocco.
Jump to, but I'm not ready. Give the word and I'll take care of it, Commander.
Cutshell here, with the only task I'm unwilling to delegate. Logging our progress in the Promotion Acceleration Program.
Who would you delegate it to? We're the only ones left.
For once, you make a point,
Looks like a
Kyle.
fight.
Today's exercise,
I'm the one you need to worry about.
we were tasked to analyze how the introduced Raptidon population adapted to the island. I'll admit, I took a hands-off approach. Probably why I... Sneaky rats. Among the Eden. Wall monitor Lindergaard. Probably mispronouncing that. Fat sanitizer Kavil Stahl. I'm definitely mispronouncing that.
Pick up the pace, Cutshall. These raps can be anywhere, and we're both a mite ripe.
I'll finish when I'm good and finished. Oh,
Oddio, questo quasi che non sarebbe neanche così pessimo, però no.
Quit your loafing.
Porca merda. Allora adesso per raggiungere però allora lì era dove c'era il ricercatore. No, forse da qua su mi conviene. Cavolo, però tutte queste montagne. Tanto proviamo a fare il giro da sotto intanto. E poi l'altro dov'è che è? E poi si continua dopo, però dai, facciamo sta prima parte intanto, della quest. Questa gente che fa i picnic nelle zone con i mostri sono dei geni. Già il secondo che io potevo mangiarmela sta roba effettivamente. Oh, è quasi morto coso. Vabbè, lui però scura, a differenza mia al volo poi.
See those burrows? The skeleton's nearby. And if it's as nearby as I think, it don't bode well for those scientists.
Visto che ha detto che questo è incazzato, lo salverei.
Well, you hate to be proven right. These folk have been dead a while. And that must be the machinery Doc mentioned. Over here, Commander. Huh. Seems this terminal reroutes power to speakers around the cave. They were using sound to lure the Crabbles out. Let's see here. Generator's back on. Power up that phonotron, would you? Should cause enough ruckus to make the skeleton come out and play.
Hey, what am I supposed to do? Just stand around and look pretty?
Well, if the commander's keen to share, you can press the button too. Wouldn't want you feeling left out.
sa che questo è forte. Ah, sì, ma siete morti tutti e due, siete dei deficienti. Mi sa che sono morto. Questa è tosta, Mi serve un'arma che fa più... proviamo con la pistolina, che anche se fa meno danni e spara più veloce. Questo fucile, l'unica cosa è lento.
Well, you hate to be proven right. These folk have been dead a while. And that must be the machinery Duck mentioned. Over here, Commander. Huh. Seems this terminal reroutes power to speakers around the cave. They were using sound to lure the Crabbles out.
Ho trovato qualche arma più...
Let's see here.
Adesso io salvo.
Generator's back on.
Salvo adesso.
Power up that phonotron, would you? Should cause enough ruckus to make the skeleton come out and play.
What am I supposed to do? Just stand around and look pretty?
Well, if the commander's keen to share, you can press the button too. Wouldn't want you feeling left out.
Porca merda, aspetta che mi devo curare, non ti incastrare. Sì, ma continua a evocare stronzi. E io sono da un farmacologico, quindi per ora me lo pieno. Non è un po' da stronzi mettermi già sto nemico qua, così all'inizio. Vabbè, pure cecchina. E dai, però è un po' per sto punto del gioco mi pare un po' pretenzioso che tiro giù sta merda. Cioè, cazzo, c'ha una tonnellata di punti vita e poi va sottoterra e evoca stronzi. Qualcos'altro? Guarda, le mie ricchezze sono queste per ora. Riproviamo. Mi metto di fianco e gli tiro tutte le granate che ho. Guarda, se deve andare così. Vabbè, però quando inizia ad andare sottoterra con tutti i vari stronzi che lo aiutano, è un po' un problema. Comincia appena gli miro, ci va. Salta fuori. Vabbè, però ha aspettato che iniziava a rianimare per attaccarmi, sta merda. Tanti, allora, se io scappo un po' più lontano, questi non si rianimano manco per il cazzo. Sì, lo so che sono in down farmacologico, però non posso fare nient'altro. Ecco, tu occupati che io rianimo lei. Merda. Su fight. Ma ancora c'è roba viva. Ne arrivano a oltranza adesso. Dai, intanto raccolgo l'oggetto qua.
Let's flash it before my eyes, Commander! Revive me!
E dai, però vaffanculo, andiamo via da qui, visto che tanto la roba che dovevamo pigliare l'abbiamo presa. Andiamo a fare in culo. Ecco, mi sono consumato tutte le granate, non ho più... cioè, mi sto dando tutte le cure possibili. Fate a fare in culo, va. Questi però non resuscitano, mo. Il primo dopo un tot che t'allontana. Ah, ok. Ok, adesso vi andiamo a fare il culo, mo che siete tornati in vita. Buona, è diventata una questione di principio. Guarda mo come muoio, devo rifare tutto.
Look alive, Commander.
Hoarding that gold back for yourself, huh? Hey, no matter. We still got some hunting meat. That Raptidon insurance waiting up northward. Elsewise, we might head back to Fairfield to see about the draft.
Almeno delle granate. Merda, sarà tosto questo. Mi sa che il Raption Matriarca ci vado dopo poi. Comunque, infatti. Ah, eccolo infatti.
Oh, what's this? Non-protectorate personnel just sauntering up onto my porch, free as they please. Admit I'm accustomed to a higher standard of precaution. State your purpose, outsider, or exit yon way you came. Ah, I see you've discovered some of my misappropriated materials. Careful labeling proves prudent and useful yet again. Here, for your effort. A full set of Science Adventures Quarterly was stolen from me and sold to various unknown parties across the island. Since you've already proven adept at their repossession, I would put it to you to locate the rest. In exchange, I will provide you with rarities and bits. Ah, quite right. In fact, delightful. I am pleased you are on the case, as it were. So very Zane and Buddy. Return again when you have another 4 volumes, and I will trade them for more valuable oddities. May safety, amity, and ease.
Allora, adesso... questi mi sa che vanno... E poi con un Voltrum mi sa meglio questi.
Too much Spacers Ale? Try Auntie's Choice Pep Pills. Good for what ails you.
We're closed.
Ah, cioè sono questi che ti aumentano la salute. Buono. Intanto gli fotto tutto, ma vabbè. A me non mi dice nulla.
Did you not hear me? This place is closed. No learning today about how everything happens according to the obscure calculus of an indecipherable plan. Why are you asking? Who are you?
The people she tried to kill.
By the architect. I had no idea. I wish I could say it was unbelievable. I was afraid she was becoming a danger to herself and to others. But this is horrifying.
Yeah, imagine how we feel. Why don't you tell us where she is so we can make sure she ain't being a danger to herself or others?
And how are you going to do that?
That ain't something you ought to be concerning yourself about.
If you think I'm going to help you do what I think you're talking about, you are deluded.
I may be deluded, but you're lucky you ain't dead. Seeing how she seems partial to using her friends as victims.
Does she? It occurs to me that you have provided no proof of what you're accusing her of.
Why don't you take a long look at me? This is all because she betrayed us. Her team, her friends, even the one whose life she saved in Triangulum.
By the architect. You're Niles, aren't you? She mentioned you a few times, but refused to elaborate. All I knew was that she was fond of you, and that you were dead.
She was fond of me? Then why? Why would she try to kill me?
I can't say, but it may be one of the things she anguished over. An anguish I fear finally overwhelmed her, and could likely be what's driven her to her present course of action. I don't know where she is. I haven't seen her since before the corporatists invaded the island. I'm afraid she's going to do something terrible, but I just don't know what. Maybe none of this would have happened had I not introduced her to Victor. How did... You saw her terminal, didn't you? Victor's an Order archivist. We were all friends for a time. But then, shortly before the schism, they started talking to some others inside the Order. That's when things became tense. I started to become uneasy, scared, really. She kept getting angrier with the Order the more she worked with Victor and her other contacts. On top of everything else, it became just too much for me. Among other things, for some reason she was obsessed with the cliffhanger ending of Chapter 6. It was the one where capitalist fanatics brought complete destruction upon Arcadia. But you know how it works. It was somehow miraculously saved at the beginning of the next chapter. Didn't matter to DeVries, though. She just kept going over it and over it. Would have talked to a Crabble about it if there was no one else to listen. That, and the invasion itself, set her mind to dark things. I begged her not to go down that road again. She was so agitated when I first met her. Must have been 7, going on 8 years ago now. She never slept, didn't talk to anyone if she could avoid it. After we became friends, she began to change. Still bothered her from time to time, but I thought it mostly behind her. I couldn't watch her go back to how she'd been. Or worse. We became friends when she... well, she saved me. I'd said something without thinking. Must have been distracted. We all know to watch every last word we say. For some reason, she interceded on my behalf with an arbiter. And she convinced him he didn't hear what he actually did. No one does that. Void, I didn't think anyone could.
She ain't the only one.
It's difficult to explain. She spoke about things in unfamiliar ways. I felt her words to be freeing, at first. But slowly, I began to feel unmoored, doubting everything I ever knew. She said learning the truth of things was worth it. But now I question whether her truth was just more of her penchant to sow chaos, no matter who may be caught in her schemes. Some days I wish I'd never listened to her at all. Others, I can't help but miss her. Even with everything.
Know a little something about that, too.
I did try to. Once. After the corporatists invaded Paradise Island and took over Fairfield. They seemed to let anyone in there. Some boisterous fellow even tried to recruit me. No. Nearest I could surmise, she'd left just prior to the fall of Fairfield. I'm ashamed to admit, I did break into her safe. She used the same code for everything. 15-778.
That sounds like it could be her agent identification code, Commander.
She said it had some meaning from her previous life. I'd hoped she'd left something for me, but the safe was empty. What do you mean? It was where she worked, one of the Protectorate's communications hubs. She didn't speak of it much, at least to me. She may have spoken to Victor about it. I know I've no right to ask this of you, but when you find her, please remind her of who she used to be. She's unwell, but I know there's still hope for her. That's all I can ask.
Adesso. Ma io la sopra non ho capito, ci posso andare quindi o... Che non ho capito se posso arrivarci lassù, però se porto dietro la tizia che non c'ha l'abilità da usare è un po' un casino. Si starà aptito un matriarca mo che sarà forte come quello di prima. No, perché andare a fare la quest qua della città mi sa che è lunghetta, perché ci saranno 2000 NPC, lo faccio domattina. Un'oretta a parlare con gente me la perdo. Mi sa che però qua finché non vado avanti con la quest fammi vedere. Secondo me io non lo posso saltare su ponte. Anche posso passarci là sotto. Secondo me finché non faccio la quest per il tizio... Non l'avevo vista prima.
You there. Keep your hands where I can see them. Halt! What's an Auntie's choice monstrosity doing here? Have you come to spy? So confusion and disruption. I'll not have it.
Good, because I ain't bringing it. Though if you're that desperate to test my patience, by all means, keep it up.
Patience. As if you infiltrators possess as much. Feverishly raising our lands wherever you go. You are fortunate that I've been ordered not to open fire unless fired upon.
They never listen to sound advice, do they?
Some folk are dead set on going their way, even if it's straight out an airlock.
I will not suffer an outsider to trespass and trample further through our lands. Turn back from this bridge now, lest my ever-depleting prudence be spent. If you are not a loyal Protectorate subject, you will not cross this bridge. Be grateful I do not judge with such haste as my superior to the north, Brigadier Montelli. He's been fervent of late, looking for any Protectorate subjects who have displayed disloyalty in his estimation. Any associations with wrongdoers results in swift execution. That has, unfortunately, put many folk in his sights, myself included. And so we wait for the proverbial axe to fall. You actually believe you can contend with him. You are mistaken. He'll cut you open gleefully, then issue you demerits for bleeding on the floor. And you also have no business at the relay, as far as I can surmise. Ah, so you are sympathetic to the Protectorate cause and wish to rid our people of this scum at our doorstep. Wonderful. I may have need of your help, stranger, if you are ready to seize an opportunity to show fealty to the Protectorate. I know of 2 traitors who yet remain on this island. Bring them to me, and I'll dispose of them before the Brigadier questions my loyalty and deems me guilty by association. In return, I shall grant you clearance to cross the bridge. Fair exchange, wouldn't you say?
This is exactly the manner of depravity we mean to free these folk from. I know we gotta cross the bridge, but there must be an alternative. One that don't involve an executioner.
Posso consegnare lei?
I commend you for your eager interest. I think 2 traitors in particular. First is Ida Rutledge, a worker at Spire Grove. I once had utmost respect for her. We were, oh, damn it all, we were friends. When the Grove went silent during the invasion, I assumed she'd fought to the death as any subject would. But reportedly, she's not only failed to die, but is also teaching the enemy soldiers how to use the equipment. Conspiring against us. Such treachery is unconscionable. What? How do you know this? A fascinating notion. And do you have proof that what they say is true? You believe those corporatists need a reason to lie? It comes as easily to them as drawing breath. Now, if you'll allow me to proceed. The second traitor I seek is Charlton Weintraut of Westport. He is, unfortunately, my cousin, and most assuredly a disgrace to our line. He too failed to die defending his home during the invasion alongside the other residents of Westport. They'll be seen to in time. But Charlton, well, I must deal with him personally. Oh, how I anticipate wiping that smug expression off his face. Are these orders clear?
Time and place, Commander. Time and place.
Your humor leaves much to be desired. But so long as you deliver what I seek, I will resist opening fire in retribution. Now go on, seek out Charlton and send him here, if you wish to cross the bridge. But beware if you step out of line. Other subjects may not be so generous with their deal-making as I. Farewell.
Ciò che potevo consegnargli cosa effettivamente. Allora a sto punto.
Take a look at those corpses they've got strung up. Wait.
A questo punto facciamo, vado là e parlo con tutti.
Territory, all right. Ain't looking to Schultz! But if these bastards make any threat on my person...
Anyone got lamps on Schultz? Anyone? Floyd be damned. Sallying into the wire like that with nary a wish in her pocket? What was she thinking? Did I not make clear our orders to hold the line here regardless of provocation? Should my instructions have been more robust? Perhaps assisted by pictures?
I'm afraid there's more bad news, Commander. She also took Scrabbles, sir.
Would that he'd done her more good. Seems Calamity has claimed 2 good soldiers today. You there. I don't normally sanction nameless passers-by giving ear to my private discourse. Whatever your purpose, I feel a contractual obligation to warn you against setting a heel past this base. If you go any further, you go alone and at your own peril. No Antes forces are permitted beyond the forward position upon pain of disemployment and possible litigation. Our orders are to sit and mind the store for as long as need be. Foremost, I'd advise seeking a stealthier means of crossing the bridge. A direct approach is likely to repercuss in a hanging cage and a slow death, courtesy of that there warden. Our initial reconnaissance of the bridge indicated a breach in the western wall that could get you inside, though that was months ago. The intel could be outdated now. The schematics we managed to acquire also list an access tunnel on the eastern wall, but be wary of mines between here and there. The wire is full of unexploded ordnance. First Officer Schultz's decision to enter the minefield was not sanctioned, approved, or encouraged. Frankly, I have no idea why she defied orders. Schultz was a good soldier, admirable sense of duty, less than optimal eyesight. Her loss will be felt in this unit. If only she had recognized the merits of our post. By steadfastly holding the line here, we forestall any retribution the Protectorate would seek to inflict upon Fairfield. And we will continue, said watch, until orders change. Huh. I half believed you meant that offer. Unless you weren't being playful. I confess, the challenge of holding the forward position does not satisfy, as might a straight-on tussle. But I would prefer to avoid staining my reputation by participating in such a needless blunder. Carr was, shall we say, non-ambiguous with her orders. Far be it from me to speak poorly of a superior, but I have pondered over her choices as of late. She's been sullen about sharing her strategy, too. Still, however brightly my star burns, I remain in her orbit. She is my superior officer. I defied her once, and I received the verbal tanning of a lifetime for it. I'd thank you to affix some ballast to that name when you speak it. Scrabbles has been integral to this unit's success for years. Outsiders may see him as a toy, but we've bled alongside that stuffed sprat. He's damn near family. Schultz obviously knew the risks and hoped he'd protect her through the minefield. Alas, even Scrabble's power has limits. Still would help morale to get him back, though. I'll pardon your skepticism given your lack of acquaintance, and say only this. Ask not what Scrabbles achieves for us, but what we can achieve with him. Before you depart, a final word. Stay out of the minefield. I won't be the one who answers to Carr when the Protectorate mistake your rootless gallivanting for encroachment.
Porca puttana. No, è pieno di mine qua, aspetta. Cazzo. Suppongo sia. Allora, adesso rifarei il percorso contrario.
No, he went off to relieve himself, but I reckon that was a handful of hours ago.
I see you haven't gone and blown yourself up yet. I'll be spaced. Scrabbles! And hardly the worse for wear! You've no grasp of what his return means to this unit. Scrabbles was originally a gift from my daughter. He fought with us during the Consolidation War, and has seen this squad through every hard deployment since leaving Tau Ceti. He's also packed with some of the finest grade stimulants this side of legal. Here, for your trouble. Livener like that comes in handy when you're in a pinch.
Fantastico, sempre avuto fare padrone.
While we appreciate you returning Scrabbles, you'll not provoke me into a course of unwise action if that's your aim. Milver Street's always rambling about signs. Suppose this might fall under one such category. For the sake of discussion, let's say that I agree to this enterprise. Such non-compliance is unlikely to go over well with my direct report. How do you propose I handle Carr? Auntie Cleo does indeed place a greater value on ingenuity and forward thinking. I see no reason why she would not reward such initiative here. That decides it. I'll make a full account of my actions after the bridge has been neutralized and victory secured. Forthwith, as soon as we fortify ourselves, of course. Troopers, to me. We need to prepare. Our attack is imminent. We'll pay those bastards back for Schultz. This is what we've been waiting for, troopers. What all those days and nights of trial readied us for. We're delivering death, free of charge. Forward to victory, profits, and the furtherance of Auntie's glorious enterprise! Fight like law, troopers!
For Schultz!
Quindi...
Hunkering down! Grenade! Dance card, troopers!
With you, Commander!
Ma scusa, ma la può essere quella, non è fallita qui.
Loading surplus rounds. The fight resumes. I weep for the bullets.
Ah, è fallita, si lascia quella perché comunque porca puttana, troppo menano. Facciamo che sparate voi tra di voi, sparate. Sì, non è stato proprio pacifista come approccio questo, indubbiamente. Dove sono?
Moving to safety.
Ma sei passato attraverso la porta.
At least nobody else is going to be strung up.
Sì, non è stato decisamente un approccio pacifista manco per il cazzo, però dai. Non so se sono soddisfatto di averla fatta così. No, va, dai. Così è stato troppo... mo qual è però? Dai, il primo l'ho finito quasi tutto pacifista, proviamo così, vai. Tanto ci saranno dei modi per non uccidere poi. Speriamo che da qui non ho fottuto tutto. Non ho preso manco quasi esperienza però.
Stay out of the minefield if you value your limbs.
Quindi quella dello spratto però l'ho fatto. Ah no, ok. Amo. Porca merda. Mi sa che ho preso danno.
No, he went off to relieve himself, but I reckon that was a handful of hours ago.
I see you haven't gone and blown yourself up yet. He's here. For your trouble. Livener like that comes in handy when you're at... Before you depart, a final word. Stay out of...
Dai, facciamo così, va, non ho voglia di fallire. E che cazzo, però. Guarda come fa a ripartire da... perché la quest non mi aveva salvato no, allora... Quindi non ti fa il save dopo la quest. Va bene, io ho fottuto. Io pensavo che dopo che avevo riportato Spratto dovessi diventare un amico. E invece... Perché io le faccio esplodere voi, no? Bastardo.
No, he went off to relieve
Dai,
himself,
diamo gli
but I reckon that was
spratti,
a
diciamo
handful of hours
grazie,
ago.
ci
I see you
andiamo
haven't
via
gone and blown yourself. Here, for your trouble. Livener, before you depart,
Adesso facciamo così. No, perché dai, così non mi va di farla con le quest fallite, perché muore da tizia, tipo. Tanto ci sarà un modo per dire guarda è morto e io senza gli buttare il tizio davvero. E adesso facciamo così, va. Arrivo là, salvo e continuiamo domani. Si dà che tanto così più di 2 ore di live. questo gioco è bello fare gli approcci, poi tipo c'ho l'eloquenza, così ho fatto, è finito in una strage il ponte.
Word is Milver Street is ordering a... Hold that thought.
Scout report. Hello, and goodbye.
These anti-soldiers seem twitchy to you? Might want to sneak our way in.
Ah, ma perché questo mi sa che è proprio un'altra zona. Evitiamo di farci i nemici, i tizi per ora della zia.
What do you mean you're leaving? Shift's over. I have a life outside this place, you know.
A life? Outside our lab? No. We're in to fight.
Tra l'altro qua mi fanno il culo se cerco, quindi andiamo via. Allora, fa vedere, partendo, mi vedo le casette. E poi magari domani esploriamo tutto il resto là dentro.
Let me know when you need a distraction. What in the where now? Hey, got a distraction for you. I'm at.
Spero che in combattimento non può mangiare. Oh!
The idea is to kill them before you die.
ricca del cibo spazzatura in generale, che apprezzo, però... È perché c'era una bottiglia nel cesso. Vediamo tutto sulle casette fuori e poi salvo davanti al ponte, dai. Tanto salviamo.
Sit or sprint? Typical predicament for an anti-bottom runger like me. Wish I never snuck in here to begin with. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Nah, it was a great idea. So much stuff for the taking around here. Motherload of loot. Plenty to get me back in the sprack race. Just didn't account for all these crabbles. Real fly in the old ointment. I could just sit tight, live lean off all these supplies, hope the crabbles skedaddle, or maybe open the door and bolt. Seems like a good idea.
Hanno tolto sì il peso.
Nah, it's a great idea.
Se no dai, proviamo a visitare anche qua, dai. Allora. Alla fine non pare che c'è così tanta roba, forse.
This looks like the place. Oh, I haven't felt this high strung since Horizon Point. Just hope he's here.
Niles.
Howdy, Zeb. You look... well.
Do you always put your hands on other people's things? Has my mind been set upon by shadows? I thought you dead.
Can't imagine why you think that. I've only been gone 4 years.
Oh, back from your little saunter then, are you? Head all cleared? I must say, you took quite the perambulation. I hope you didn't wear out your rotation adapters.
Zeb, this is the commander I told you about. One in charge of the Horizon Point mission.
Ah, yes. The same commander who nobly ordered you to leave your colleague to perish under rubble.
I know it, Commander. We all did the best we could on that mission.
Perhaps my words were too pointed. It is difficult to erase the memory of how Niles came to me, half torn up, on the border between life and death. But that was years ago. So, you are keeping company these days. Just not mine. That would depend on what vision you have for Arcadia's future. Everyone seems to think they alone know what's best for this colony.
Look, I'm not just here to gas you up with empty apologies. I want to set things right between us.
Oh, now you want to help. Where were you when the war happened? Or when I was being carted off to mental refreshment? Where were you when I actually needed you?
I know I let you down before, but give me a chance to earn back your trust. There must be something I can lend you a hand with. I know you haven't given up the fight.
I haven't the time to patch your bleeding conscience, Niles. I'm in a situation that demands my full attention.
It's Baines. My team's been caught. Pharaoh and March are dead. Protectorate are holding the rest for interrogation. A ship is inbound to take us off-world, to the consul himself. I barely managed to evade capture. Damn it! It looks like the data went through, but there's something wrong with the connection. The cipher isn't transmitting.
Found her! You there! Step away from that terminal at once!
Audra! Fuck! It's all coming apart.
I knew something was wrong. What have you gotten yourself into here, Zeb?
That was one of my operatives. I organized a mission to infiltrate the Vox to acquire valuable intelligence. But obviously, something's gone wrong. Without that cipher, the intelligence is worthless. But I'm more concerned about my people at the moment. If you're sincere in your desire to help, prove it. Rescue my friends before that ship departs with them on board. Please.
I am. Without question.
Okay. If they're sending a ship, that means my people are being held on the Vox's landing pad. Use my call sign so they'll know you for an ally. I'm certain Niles remembers it. And do exercise discretion, as well as caution. The guards at the Vox won't hesitate to fire upon you, should you be discovered.
Not to worry. This is exactly the sort of thing we're trained to handle.
Yes, but the uniform doesn't stop bullets, as I'm sure you recall.
Good thing we know a doctor then.
Then let's hope the ship also takes its time arriving, and that my friend's pain threshold withstands any attempts to soften them up for the consul. I'll answer what I can. If you must know, it was my sister. The woman who returned was nigh unwrecked. Then I met Niles. He told me the truth about other colonies. Made Arcadia feel so...
Quindi questa pure mo' è lontana. Alla fine qua sarebbero 3 casette, 4, ma sì dai, andiamo. Al massimo evito di entrare negli edifici dove c'è delle quest appunto tipo da fare. Tipo evito di entrare in quello grosso là. Anzi, infatti mettiamo
Huh. Well. Visitors, huh? Just meandering about, free of any appointed minder? Not so sure I ought to be speaking with you. If you need someone to talk to hereabouts, I suggest you seek out Vigilant Hogarth. That tall, stately building back yonder is his domicile.
Hogarth. Milver Street reckons he's the key to converting this town. Let's bring him the good news of Auntie's choice, shall we?
Do hate to come off impolite. If you're so inclined, we can pick this up later, after you two confabulate. Apologies, but I don't believe I should be discussing such matters with you without permission.
Once you report to the Vigilant, I'd be happy to speak freely. Word to the wise, despite what you might hear, we still consider ourselves part of the Protectorate. Anyone spots an outsider engaging in misdeeds might just open fire.
The matriarch working with. Through the sovereign, devised the paradigm, a meticulously
Questa è
designed
bloccata,
marvel
quindi
where,
niente.
if each of us does our part, produces glorious bounty for all.
I inhaled so much. Sometimes
Try not
I
to
fear
think.
I may be
It'll only make you unhappy.
says we're to spend our lives in our predetermined profession.
We must all do our part.
Trust the plan, observe set progress, sustain the system, serve the sovereign.
Fine quote. My favorite is, we must rout all disruptive factors.
Under Protectorate law, we are bound to inform you that you have entered a recreant locality.
Questa è la casa del tizio, ci vado domani.
All inhabitants are declared treasonous due to insufficient zeal in defense.
Everything. Auntie's choice is an invasive species, Prudence. Prudence, stick. May the sovereign guide you.
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
No, I just feel sad for them. It's even in their name. Auntie's choice.
Don't take your meaning.
We don't have the balanced hand of a sovereign. I'm just a normal person making random and perfect decisions.
Simply saying I'd rest easier if you'd been assigned to original.
In tutto ciò ho trovato magari qualcosa di meglio.
Societies were constantly
Tizio possibile non mi incontro. Comunque da questa città mi aspettavo questo, invece dai.
Food is nutritious and plentiful. We have
Mezzo
everything
abbandonata.
we need. Prudence dictates we take a moment to
No, a meno che non è la vera.
Vigilant. We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate.
because she recognized it as the perfect ecosystem. The native flora and
Se no dai, facciamo sta ultima cosa. Ammetto che mi ha preso il gioco.
Well, it's infected. Redstone arrives soon, we'll have to start cut. You walked in here under your own steam and appear reasonably free of cuts, burns, or weeping lesions. So, I assume you're presently devoid of mortiferous injuries. Good. Because we've got more of that than we can handle. Don't suppose you have any medical supplies to spare, do you? That you might kindly consider donating? Oh, no thank you. Not looking for anything that does more harm than good. I have enough ailments to manage already. From what I've heard about Auntie's medicaments, might poison a patient or cause them to grow an extra head or something. Never know what they're testing out on you.
My extra parts aren't side effects. That's your implication. And anyhow, I should think some minor side effects would be preferable to dying.
Honestly? Well, I'm a reasonable judge of character, and you seem upright. On behalf of my patients and I, thank you. We're all grateful. Guess outsiders aren't all just base individualists like they say on the wireless. Barring this being some tricky sales strategy, that is. This is a good start, but I fear it won't last long. Wouldn't happen to know a reliable means to procure more, would you? They'd sell to us? Those medicaments you gave us before? No, never. You must think me easily hoodwinked. Our societies are sworn enemies. This is dangerous talk, friend. We've already been branded traitors. If we give them any excuse now, they'll send in the Arbiters directly. Not seeing a wealth of options here at present. I can watch my patients die, then face execution, or we can resettle elsewhere and remain alive. I lean toward the latter. The abandoned section of Westport ought to have some supplies. Should be enough medicaments down there to help our injured survive the trip to Fairfield. It's perilous, though. Well now, that should do nicely. Thank you. Hope those Crabbles didn't give you too much trouble. I recognize these patients require more care than I'm able to provide here. Seems like in Fairfield, I can get them the help they require. The one last additional thing we'll need is for Vigilant Hogarth to agree to it. It's less a concern about disloyalty, and more my respect. I'll surely have my hands full with my patients. His presence on the... All right, be careful out there. Outsider?
May you realign with the paradigm.
Stranger?
Those pills? Imperfect thoughts sure can be invasive. A perfect society demands perfect thoughts.
Cose che erano chiuse, cosa c'è? No, mi pare che era questo. Vediamo se c'è il tizio, magari quello che devo trovare. Quella che ho trovato.
Feeling distracted? Daydreaming on the job? Mental refreshment?
How empty are the lives of anti-subjects that they need to rely on consumerism to find meaning?
Go now.
What do I provide? Information. Did you know?
The matriarch.
Greetings, non-protectorate wretches. With regret, I must inform you that however, I may offer you a limited selection of premium items for moderate respective fees.
I can't say that voice sounds at all familiar. I, of course, have never heard it before.
At the slightest whim, this is wildly unfettered.
Fammi salvare che non si sa mai che mo sto dialogo manda puttane.
That endless yattering is more insipid than item. It is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to Westport. But where are my manners? We do not have much, but please let me offer you some victuals. Tut. I insist. Serving Unit 1. Something for the visitor at once?
Confirmative.
Perhaps you're wondering why I'd open my arms thusly for a stranger. Simple. As the guiding light for humankind, we always put our best foot forward, regardless of circumstance. I believe something still can be done. This town can be saved. What?
Comestibles served.
We of the Protectorate pride ourselves on we are not miracle workers, however. Without parts to work, we need repair mechs, domestic mechs, not combat ones. Serving Unit 1 here is about as much as can be. We are of like minds. We lack not the skill to do so. Unfortunately, we lack ready availability of said parts. Why, we're traitors, obviously. We've not fulfilled our duties as members. Now, either the Arbiters arrive to execute us, or this place falls under the vapid boot heel of Auntie's choice. No matter who wins, we cannot sustain our... These fine and decent folk don't deserve having their lives thrown away on a... If I can return the settlement to a reasonable facsimile of its previous glory, sufficiently functioning, the Arbiters might see fit to penalize only me. Commute the...
Look around. If the Protectorate wanted to do right by you, you wouldn't be starving and wallowing in this metal quagmire. You want to help your people? Go to Fairfield.
Fairfield? Why, they're the reason we're in this mess. You'll forgive me for questioning such... I owe it to every single person here to try. Of course. Abandon every last ideal to climb the rungs of the corporate ladder. A trifling matter, to be executed with an insouciant air.
Well, it's either that or die here with all dignity tossed asunder. Be smart. Take the deal.
Nobody needs go anywhere. Not when I have the aid of key pillars of our community. Despite that vacuous nonsense blaring from our loudspeakers, we are still able to see to our subjects' needs. We have a generator to power our mechs and a fresh water supply. Mock me if you must, but the matriarch, I have a brighter future in mind for Westport. One you can help with, in fact, rather than dwelling on dark. Understand your reticence. I dare say I even share it. After a lifetime of strict compliance with state edict, feels almost mutinous to pursue such an undertaking. It's a gamble, no arguing that. But anything else is simply giving up and waiting for the end. That's abundantly kind of you, though there must be something I can offer. Enough to lead and inspire those who work there, once at least. I was previously the ranking vigilant on this island. I don't know what an Earth Directorate is, and I'd thought we were past the need for being... In exchange for the automech parts we need, I can never dream of such a proposal in days of reason and quietude. Yet such is the here and now we find ourselves in. Wonderful. My unavoidable march to the gallows feels lighter. The parts can be found at the Euphoria Coast Automech Repair Center to the south. But to get inside, you will need an access pass from the Ministry of Accuracy. Since we have all been marked as traitors, I cannot create one for you here. Farewell now.
I only guess
Hey, Commander. Could I have a word with you real quick? I hope you're not seriously considering helping the Protectorate here. I know these folks seem on the down and out, but we're as like to do more harm than good by siding with them. Right. Okay. Well, if we do as Milver Street's asked and convert the populace to Auntie's choice, Milver Street also promised us a way into the Vox. Oh, reviving Westport would anger some folks back in Fairfield, but there's no question the Vigilant could help us get into the Vox station a whole heck of a lot easier. Guess it's south then.
Sì, dobbiamo trovare l'altro tizio, è quello. Vediamo se questo non mi parla, mi dice che sta sto...
All these vexatious disruptions keep
lo posso trovare.
Almost. Got something on my mind. That Milver Street fellow said in Fairfield you can. Could that truly be true? Or is it a base falsity foisted by Auntie's choice to, you know, you don't say. Huh. So it's only here with our, perfect society that it works. That's a right. If it weren't for Vigilant Hogarth, I do believe yeah. You convince him, I'm in. Fairfield, here we come. I mean, once the Vigilant...
Mi manca l'ultimo tizio, che è quello tra l'altro della quest dei tizi da riportare a quell'altro. Perché non vedo dove sta.
That vacuous cacophony said... Well, look who it is. What is it? Speak your mind. Certainly. What would you like to know? Fair...
That's how you know it's working.
Dove sta quel tizio? Nessuno me lo dice. Dai che così chiudiamo magari sta quest.
You're thinking about it sideways. There is little difference between the gifts the Protectorate provides you.
Non è che è là sotto dove non potevo entrare prima.
The wireless center is part of Westport is routine maintenance to remove the dust that had been building up in our door frames.
Come si chiama lui? No, perché io mi pare che ho guardato ovunque e non lo trovo. Certo, ed è pure lui, mi serve per due quest e non lo trovo. Fammi capire dov'è dalla wiki, perché non lo sto trovando. Requisition Mac Van. Ah, è là sotto? No, ma aspetta, allora. Ah, eccolo, non l'ho visto. Ci siamo passati avanti mille volte.
Apologies for not noticing you there. Wasn't paying. Caught me reciting passages from a beacon to the. That part always hits me directly. To quote my personal log, an essential passage. Rightful. Why, that's wonderful. I'm actually quite relieved a fellow others in Westport fail to perceive my true nature. A reference you'll no doubt recognize from those keen Auntie's Choice commercials. I am not familiar, though that does sound like one. You likely guessed their influence right off. You and I are just like him. Get up and go-getters. Say, did Auntie's Choice send you here? Don't fret, I am exceedingly skilled at keeping secrets. How I've waited to hear those words. Anything I might help with at present? Really? What was he like? Bold? Assertive? With a wildly obstreperous an audacious proposal. Yet this place, despite its recent humidity, remains comfortable and familiar. Why, just imagine it. But no, while I have acquired a distinct hate to dash everyone's hopes, suppose I am still part of the herd. With a full case, I might gorge upon such sweet goodness. Oh, but what would Vigilant... I can scarcely imagine it. Abandoning my community only to satisfy my gastronomical urge. Righto! Well, you seem rather confident.
Scrupulous interlopers intent on stealing the very bread off your plate.
That ends. The itinerant stranger returns. Thought you'd agreed to help us, not those corporate heathens. Not my favorite topic of discourse, but I do like the cut of your jib. Very well. State your piece. But it's not everyone, is it? I'm sure it's not. The majority of my subjects are steadfastly loyal. Oh, I would love to argue that this is not the case. Ultimate, the joke is on you, really. And them, I suppose. My former subjects are free to live an empty life with Auntie's Choice. Should I? Haven't I failed them enough for one lifetime? No. I will stay here and loyally await the judgment. Admittedly, the outlook is bleak, but I am a member of the Protectorate. I shall persevere. They will see I am... You do make a unsure how I'll endure such an empty existence. Perhaps, if I offer my old subjects periodic advice, our sense of community may somehow, despite the wiles of... All right, then. Suppose it's time to make my announcement.
Berry Crunch by Auntie's Choice.
Allora, come è fatta o come è fallita, per curiosità solo? Ah, me la dà come è fatta. E vedi meglio così, ad esempio, allora. Aspetta, arrivo.
Vigilant Ogden Hogarth, hereby do order all subjects under my command to abandon the settlement of Westport at the earliest possible juncture.
Dai, finiamo queste due magari.
Purple Berry Crunch. Accept no imitations. The K lets you know it's authentic. Now with 110% of your daily chemicals and preservatives. Why choose just any choice when you can choose Auntie's Choice? Remember, Auntie knows best.
Sometimes I get the feeling we're not welcome here. Like the Protectorate folks resent us liberating.
Ma se volessi evitare di portarlo lui.
Whoever fixes this rift problem is definitely getting a all-side suite with an Elysian view and head off the
Oh, hello. Pardon if I'm a bit distracted. I'm just so happy to be here. I am well into that case of Purpleberry Crunch you bestowed to me. Did you know Auntie's Choice have other products that are just as bad? Oh, indeed. I no longer feel the oppressive societal weight to eat healthily bearing down upon me. If I am not the person for it, I would be most surprised. Do tell. I normally might, but my cousin, the warden there, freely enjoys stringing up Auntie's Choice sympathizers, and Marilyn would grant no reprieve to family. That seems neither prudent nor wise. I value my neck and do not intend to hang. Oh, did you have another mission in mind? Well, of course. Hey. Oh, hello. Pardon if I'm a bit. If I am not the person for it, I normally might, but my cousin, the warden there, freely enjoys stringing. That seems neither prudent nor wise. Why, that sounds like something only a true get-up-and-go-getter would have the sand for. Well, all right. Glad this world has folks. Hey there, go-getter.
Boh, volevo provare a salvarlo, ma mi sa che... Sì, però... Ah, aspetta, mi scordo sempre no, che con l'altra levetta si zooma, non con i tasti dietro. Coi dorsali.
You've brought me my poor, hapless cousin. If only it were under better circumstances.
I don't believe there is any circumstance, cousin, in which you would celebrate our meeting. Whatever you intend to do, I can only hope you do it quickly. I do believe I spoke plainly about our kinship, or lack thereof. What can I do in the face of such zealotry, such...
So we're tearing families apart now? Every time I think I'm going to start redeeming myself...
Charlton, you've put us in this position. And if only you had not strayed...
Non si può salvarlo?
Now then, have you brought back proof of Ida's demise?
Vedere se c'è un modo. Non c'è un modo per salvarlo. No, mi sa che non c'è alcun modo.
Let me see that. Yes. Yes! It does appear to be hers. Unfortunately, there are reports of the Harvester having been repaired in the wake of her sabotage.
Aspetta, fa vedere se io faccio altra quest. Magari me la dà completata come quella di prima. ce lo porto, però si può svitare.
Whoever fixes this
Non mi va di fare il figlio di Troia, dai. Questo si vuole solo mangiare le caramelle, lo faccio in così.
You've lifted my spirits right out of their doldrums. Our new guests have just arrived. Here, a considerable reward for your considerable efforts. Had anyone asked, I would have bet a year's pay against your capturing the hearts and minds of the denizens of Westport, and it seems I would have been out a great deal of bits. I've two minds about the convertees. Anyone with eyes can see they need guidance, but a pernicious system is not easily abandoned. Have you any thoughts? Trust will take time to build, time and patience. But that is an investment I am ready to make. You've given me a great deal to think about. I am in your debt. I cannot overstate what a capital compatriot you've been, my friend. Now be off. I've many refugees to see to. Plan is such a strong word. Let's call it a hunch. Consider this your... Speak with Vigilant Hogarth in the building beside the saloon. Now, should you ever find yourself visiting the ACS Undisputed Claim, do come see me. I've no doubt that when we next meet, I'll have risen 6 ranks, at least. Farewell!
I ain't even close to hitting rock bottom yet. Middling bottom, sure, but not rock bottom.
The others appear to be acclimatizing well to this. Well, hello. You appear burning with purpose. Judging by the waves of consternation wafting off of you, your other options must have failed. Yes, I know of a means in. But you must do something for me there. I'll prepare a writ of conscription to allow you entry to the Vox Relay. While most would Sentry second-class layman. Show the writ as proof I have conscripted you into my employ. Once you're inside, there's someone else you should show it to. The Vox Relay is, to my mind, a time bomb. Brigadier madness, I tell you. A brigadier doesn't act as judge, jury, and executioner. That's an arbiter's job. Marshal Corbin. As with all my subjects, I have been there when he needed me. And this is important. You must convince him to kill Montelli. We cannot allow any of that to happen. You already know them. If Corbin becomes the highest-ranking officer alive, the Protectorate execute connivers and schemers. Corbin must appear forced to take down Montelli in a moment. It cannot feel like a plotted coup. Good, good. Here is the writ. Farewell now.
Allora, ma dall'inizio adesso, quindi è servito proprio salvarlo. Però mi serve sempre un modo per passare il ponte, mi dispiace, zii, ti devo portare da lui. Te devo... forse... aspetta... ah, no, ok, no, pensavo che c'era una quest. Poi dopo vado là. Allora, zii, ti devo portare...
Hey there, go get... Oh, hello! Pardon if I am not the person I normally might, but my cousin... That seems neither prudent nor wise. Why, that sounds like something only a true get up and... Well, all glad this... Hey there, go get her.
Tocca far così, mi dispiace. se no vaffanculo questi e facciamo l'assalto, buona. Porca merda. Vediamo se loro ancora sono disposti a darmi una mano. E salvo lui, dai.
My thanks again for returning Scrabbles to us. Morale's all. While we appreciate you returning Scrabble, for the sake of discussion, let's say that I agree to this enterprise. And that decides it. I'll make a full account for Trooper. This is what we've been waiting for, troopers. What all those days and nights of trial readied us for. We're delivering death, free of charge. Forward to victory, profits, and the furtherance of Auntie's glorious enterprise. Fight like law, troopers!
With you, Commander!
These hellions of Auntie's choice handled its business. We will achieve victory!
Looks like a fight.
I wait for the light to be engaged. Expend on these fools.
You can't fight contentment! What Cory found!
Hai finito di fare avanti e dietro?
Probably my most preferred.
Sconziato il giocatore, vogliono un'esperienza piacevole. Allora, fammi vedere che ho trovato una mitragliatrice. No, mi sa che ho equipaggiato qualcosa. cosa.
I watch him his
Mi sa che ah no, vero, non sono mi sa le stesse munizioni. No, sono di più questi, ok. A quanto pare per andare avanti sta quest la dovevo sacrificare quella e quindi quanto non mandava di fare l'infamo. Adesso però come si allunga il ponte? Domandone.
The bridge is ours, and with nary a scratch to show for it. Thanks for your contributions to this great and honorable endeavor. For as long as we hold the bridge, safe passage is yours.
Però adesso mi dovete allungare il ponte.
Savor this victory. May it be the
Sì, però il ponte mo come lo allungo? C'è il computer là sopra, però non mi sembrava che mi dava la possibilità di riproviamo a vedere. Ah, questo giustamente, non era il terminale, c'era proprio un interruttore che non avevo questo. Ah, pensavo si allungava. adesso salvo e continuiamo domani. Bello bello, mi sta piacendo un botto, hanno migliorato un botto di roba. Dai, 3 ore e mezza me le sono sparate così, A questo punto, buona serata a tutti e ci si rivede domattina. Che andiamo avanti, dai, magari arriviamo anche al secondo pianeta, tipo. Dai, ciao a tutti e buona serata, a domani.